This is a walk-around video of my 2006 Jeep Wrangler. It started life as an X model and it had 28-inch tires on it. I wanted something with a little more lift and a little bigger tires, so I went with 33-inch tires, and that necessitated changing out the axles. It had originally 307 axles in it. I changed those out for 373s, Dana 30 in the front, Dana 44 in the rear. I also used these Quadratec gunmetal rims. They have a larger offset, so you can see that I put Rubicon fender flares on there so they line up okay with the tires. And it had about 80,000 miles when I got it. The rear main seal was leaking, so I replaced that. And I put these rock rails on. These are the cheap Chinese rock rails, but I have to say they worked really well. I've slammed them a few times. They've done their job, and they also allow for mounting points for things like the shovel. I've got a CB mount on the back for putting an antenna, CB antenna mount. And then you can see here, I've also got a backup camera that I put on. I changed out the rear bumper, put on an off-road bumper that gave me a couple of recovery points, and it came with a trailer hitch so I can carry bikes and things like that. I really don't tow that much with it. You come around this side, you can see the other rock rail, and it also allowed me to mount a step. It's a little high for my wife to get into, so she prefers to have a step. The nice thing is when we get off-road, I can fold that step up. It just rotates up, and so I get my full clearance back. So I put a 2.5-inch lift on it to accommodate the 33-inch tires with Fox shocks and Fox stabilizer. You can see with 2.5-inch lift and 33-inch tires, it's got really good ground clearance. And so I don't scrape much when I'm off-road. I really like the two-door because of that short wheelbase. And as far as the soft top, I've liked it a lot because it's so reconfigurable. I mounted these jack holders up here, and I just put my off-road jack on there when I'm going off-road. And I also have a front camera that's mounted right here. You can see it, and that turns out to be really handy. I left the stock front bumper, but I added these tow hooks to it. Those are just tow hooks from Harbor Freight and bolts that I got at the hardware store with little spacers under there. And then I added these LED off-road lights. I gotta say, these are super bright. They work so well. I've got LED headlights as well. They're about standard headlight brightness, but these off-road lights, wow. They mount in the same position as the original ones, and all the wiring was there for them. But they make a huge difference off-road. You can't really run them on the street. They're just too bright. And then inside, it's pretty stock, except I did the neoprene seat covers, which have turned out to be really nice. And like I said, since I have a backup camera, I have a Apple CarPlay stereo in here, and I have the 6-speed manual transmission. So with the 33s and the 373 axles, this 6-speed ratio, all the ratios are just right. I mean, it's perfect gearing. Gives me low gear, but it also is perfect for the highway. I installed cruise control into it. It didn't originally have it. I've got a separate video showing how that's done. I'm up to about 114,000 miles on it. Overall, I have to say, it's been terrific. A lot of people wonder about these plastic windows. They talk about poor visibility. I haven't had any problem with that. I've gotten used to it. A lot of times I just run where I zip this down like this and then just run with it like half like that to give me some ventilation, and it works really well. I've been really happy with the soft top, other than it's loud. At highway speeds it gets pretty loud. I don't know how loud the hardtop is, but this soft top gets pretty loud. But it's so easy to zip the sides off, back off. I can run in safari mode. I take the grandkids. I have the back seat out now, but I can take the grandkids, zip off these sides right here, and go in safari mode. They love that. I did add these handles up here for getting in and out, which is nice. So I just have little things I've added here and there, and that's what's half the fun of these, is you can just accessorize them the way that you want. I also had to do the gas tank repair. It turns out when you try to gas these up, they burp because there's a problem with a little plastic valve at the gas tank. So there's videos on how to repair that. I took the tank out, repaired that. So now this thing just is a great little vehicle. It's super reliable and really fun. Off-road's great. It's not a rock crawler. It's sort of more of a moderate build, but it'll go everywhere we want to go. We've been a lot of places in Moab. We've been on dunes, been at the beach, been all over the place in it, and it goes everywhere we want to go.